This is an example of a flower or a genus in the nightshade family. The Solanaceae, the order Solanaceae. They're fairly up there in the more advanced group of flowers. The Solanaceae is a very varied group. It has a number of very important flowers. For this one is the tomato flower. Now, I've always known this Lycopersicum esculentum, but now I think it's been moved, so it's actually in the genus Solanum, and it's now Solanum Lycopersicum. That's the most recent. Well, you can see some of the flowers, the yellow petals, and the leaves are compound leaves, as you can see in the one example over here. This is the compound leaf, which is typical of that family, and you can see how all these are different examples of the flowers growing. You can see in this, there are basically fives. There are 5 sepals, and you can see, well, in this one, the corolla is gone, but you can certainly see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 5 sepals that are, and what you can see here is that the ovary has now become the beginnings of the fruit, which is actually what's known as a berry, and it looks like a tiny tomato, and it has, again, this one still has its style and stigma. Over here you can see again, you can see the 5 sepals, and you can see the 5 petals. But over here you can see, in this one, you can see let me take a look at it. Now you begin to see the whole flower in the scene. So you can see the sepals and the petals, and notice that the corolla is what we know as reflex. The petals kind of curl back, and that's very typical. And then they actually are fused together when they get closer to the base of the corolla. The petals are fused together, and this one, I think, if you don't count the number, because this one's 5 and it's not typical. But what is typical is the anther sacs are what you see here. They're exerted. They form, they surround the style, and they are, there's actually 5 stamens there, 5 anther sacs, and you can't probably see it, but they release their pollen there's pores at the apex of the anther sacs, and that's how they release their pollen. And at the very top, there's a tiny little style. It has a kind of a simple round stigma. So that's basically as much as I can show you here. There's another one. Can you see? This one is just the beginning of the fruit, and we've lost the style. So we just see the ovary now on this guy over here. And these are some, and you can see the way these grow. It's a kind of an influence called a cyme. But I don't think I can really do much more. Well, you'll see that we'll look at it more closely when we look at our page. But meanwhile, this is basically what you can see. These are members of that family, the nightshade family. Okay, thank you.